Hello and welcome to New Junction. In this episode of Under Closer Inspection, I've got the new Hattons Rail Head Treatment train, and I've got myself the weathered Sandite version. So let's get on with unboxing it. And here we are, Hatton's new railhead treatment train. As I said in the intro, I've gone for the weathered 2-car Sandite pack. I won't take too long unboxing this because I've been kindly loaned 2 DRS Class 20s from Matt Slade at Jubilee Road, so I'm eager to get it out of the box and eager to get it running around the layout. So let's see what's inside. So once out of the outer sheath, you do get 2 inner cardboard boxes, which then have a plastic ice cube insert inside them. Obviously, 1 wagon per box. So here is the inner ice cube. It's not the norm, it is more or less a moulded tray. So if we put the wagon on its side, we should just be able to lift it off, revealing all the goodies. So once unpacked, the 2 things you notice, the first one is the amount of detail on this wagon. Initially you think it's just going to be another sort of container flat almost type thing, but it's extremely well detailed, which we'll take a close look in a second. The next one is how weighty the actual base is. Now this is really heavy. I could easily say that's over twice the weight of a normal sort of container flat that I have on my layout, for example. Which is extremely confidence inspiring. I don't think this is going to derail, but I won't jinx it just yet. In terms of how it goes together, there are no instructions in the box. However, the pictures on the front are more than adequate, and it is fairly self-explanatory. There are, per module, there's 4 little nobules on the frame, and they literally slot on top, and they go together nice and easily. Now the modules are on this first wagon, we can see the detail a bit closer up. As I said earlier, I went for the weathered version. Now, I don't weather my own stock, so this was the obvious choice for me. I've seen a bit of feedback online that said maybe this is rather heavy. However, in reality, I don't think so. I think it really does match what you'd see naturally on the real network. These trains aren't clean at all. I think some of the water tanks, maybe, if I zoom you over, are slightly heavier weathered than the actual sort of diesel generator part. However, this is fairly standard. It doesn't in any way impede the logos. You can still see them clearly, as you can see on the camera. And I think this is extremely well done. One point I will make at this stage, because this model is so detailed, so many things like all the pipes and things underneath the wheel, and in particular the ladders here, you have to be extremely careful they don't A, come off, or B, you knock them off. I actually knocked one of these ladders off just taking it out of the packet. It's not broken, it just pops back in, but I will take this opportunity before I let it go running around my layout just to pop a bit of glue on, just so I know I won't lose a bit in the future. Now we're going to get the other one unboxed. So here's the second wagon out of the pack. Luckily I didn't pull off any ladders this time. As you can see, the weathering is identical. The generator parts still leave quite a bit of blue, whereas the water tanks are equally as weathered. So there's no discrepancies there. And again, as detailed as the first one. So far, I'm really impressed. So if we go to the ends of the 2 wagons, you can see they come with fairly standard couplings on the ends already. You do get in each pack, so you do get 2 of these little accessory bags, and as you can see they come with more pipe fittings, etc. But the big bar fitting, that goes between the wagons, and that stops any buffer locking around the corners. Now, although it may seem a tad large, this is addressing quite a common problem with these types of wagon. Now, I obviously have container trains on my layout, and they do suffer from what we call buffer lock when they go around tightish corners or curved points. So this is extremely useful. Now, what I'll be doing now is fitting those. There we go. Then this one will just slot into one of them, and I'll join them up when they're on the layout. The only criticism I have of these wagons so far at this point, and this is a very minor one, is the NEM couplings come weathered. Obviously they've been attached when they have been weathered, the wagons, whereas the drawbar here isn't weathered. So that's jet black plastic. In reality, you're not really going to see it, but I've got to find something wrong with them. So here they are on the layout, now outflanked by Matt Slade's Class 20s. All in all, I think they're a fantastic addition to my layout. The weathering, I think, is really good. The detail is superb, and the weight of them is very weighty. I can't foresee any running issues between the weight and the running bar in the middle, which I've already installed. I think these are going to be a nice addition to the layout. Price point wise, these were £126, and the non-weathered version is £118. That's across the range, so regarding if you have the Sandite pack or the watered pack. They also do a third car, which is around the £50 to £60 mark. I do think Hattons yet again have raised the bar in terms of their manufacturing arm of their company. If I was to offer any constructive criticism, I would say that some of the details, because there are so many, either aren't quite glued in where they should be, or the fittings to hold them aren't quite tight enough. So I have lost a few things. They've not broken, they've just pinged off, and you just replace them. But I've used a bit of rocket car glue and glued them in. But otherwise, I'm very happy with these. So much so, I'm going to get them running on the layout, which is what you really want to see. So let's see if we can start these Class 20s up, and we'll start going around the layout. But as ever, thank you very much for watching this. Hopefully it's been enjoyable for someone, and I'll see you in the next one. So take care, guys. Bye.